Good evening, everybody. Welcome to FA Cup third round action. Sheffield Wednesday of League One will be hoping to provide a shock as they entertain Premier League Newcastle United. This evening is a 6 o'clock kickoff in the game which is taking place at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday managed by Darren Moore and they're unbeaten in 3 months in League One, especially at Hillsborough. This has become what is looked to be a fortress for them. And Newcastle unbeaten in the Premier League as well under Eddie Howe, going fairly well in the Premier League as well, up in the top 3 at the moment. But they're turning their attentions to FA Cup action. They'll be hoping not to go out of the FA Cup like they did in the last season to a lower league opposition when they were knocked out by Cambridge. Sheffield Wednesday have had a good run in the competition so far, beating Morecambe and Mansfield Town both at Hillsborough. So they'll be looking for a third win at home in the FA Cup and to continue their unbeaten run. They're currently second in League One on Sheffield Wednesday on 52 points. Should I say, there's the players just which were out warming up a few moments ago, and in their side today involves a Newcastle United fan in Michael Smith, who leads the line, who signed in the summer from Rotherham United. The other one that was signed for Rotherham United, which was Michael Iekwe, is not involved at all today. I believe that is due to an injury or maybe even illness. So up, he's back playing very, very quickly. Just to let you know, Alan Saint-Maximin not involved for Newcastle United today. He's out through illness. Thank you to Jack Cunningham for giving us that information. We'll be looking forward to what is going to be a good game this evening. Yeah, on the commentary hub. We're also live on Turton Talks Football, JB Sports, and Storm FM as well. Turton Talk Football, one of our new broadcast partners in the commentary hub world. We're also live on our Twitch channel as well if you just wanted to tune that. If you want to hear how Coventry City are getting on against Wrexham, that game in full is with Nicholas Jones over on Commentary Hub 2 this evening. That's why we're not bringing this one on Commentary Hub 2. Today there's the Newcastle travelling party that's travelled to South Yorkshire. They're all enjoying their time so far. Will they still be singing and cheering come 8 o'clock or just before 8 o'clock in the UK? At half time of the match at Hillsborough, we'll take a 5-minute break before I come back and tell you some of the scores. Some of the latest scores in the half-past 5 kickoffs in the FA Cup, just to quickly run you through, is currently Brentford 0, West Ham 0, Grimsby 0, Burton 0, Luton 0, Wigan 1, and in what's proving to be another shock of the FA Cup round so far, of some earlier shocks, which I'll go through earlier, is currently Coventry City 0, Wrexham 2. That's over on Commentary Hub 2 with Nicholas Jones, if you want to hear that in full. That's going to be a big, big game, and Coventry City already losing. Later, we've got one game later, which we'll unfortunately not be able to bring you tonight. That is Liverpool against Wolves, which is taking place at Anfield. Just 2 featured matches today. One over on Commentary Hub 2, which was Coventry against Wrexham, which is playing right now with Nicholas Jones. And this one for us today, Sheffield Wednesday against Newcastle. Hopefully you all having a good day today. There was one game that was postponed due to a World Cup pitch. That was Forest Green against Birmingham City. We'll run you through the rest of the games a little bit later, and then we'll keep you across all of the matches taking place this evening in the FA Cup. Ones that have kicked off now, which are already underway, and this one as well. We'll keep you up to date with this one with full match commentary. The stadium has sprung into darkness, and they've got their lights on their phones inside this from the stands, from both ends of the stands. We're looking forward to this one, and it should be a very, very good game in prospect today. In the game which is taking place at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday against Newcastle United. Can Sheffield Wednesday provide a shock and keep their unbeaten run at home going? Or will Newcastle get the win today? The Sheffield Wednesday players are in their traditional blue and white stripes. Newcastle in their change strip today, which will they've got their jackets on, so I can't see what colour shirts they've got, but I can see they've got white shirts and white shorts. The goalkeeper for Newcastle all in orange, he looks like, as well as Sheffield Wednesday all in pink, pretty in pink. As we see Will Vokes in the tunnel, just walking out, the mascot's hand. Behind him is Michael Smith, as the referee Michael Salisbury leads out the teams here. Liam Palmer, the Wednesday captain, leads out his side, as Jamal Lascelles leads out his Newcastle United side. There's Will Vokes, and there is Michael Smith leading the way out. Coming out on the field for Sheffield Wednesday. Be interesting to see how this game unfolds. The Newcastle fans have backed their team in quite large numbers today, looks like. They're away behind the goal to the left as I look. The cop end is away to my right as the Sheffield Wednesday team and mascots go shaking hands with the players of Newcastle United and the officials as well, as they walk down. As Newcastle fans singing Eddie Howe's Black and White Army and Eddie Howe's Toon Army, as there is Eddie Howe shaking hands with Darren Moore, the Sheffield Wednesday manager, also shaking hands of Eddie Howe's assistant there. As we'll look at the two sides for the first time this evening, is Sheffield Wednesday gone with a back three. Cameron Dawson in goal, Dominic Ike-Orfer, Mark McGuinness and Reece James at the back, Liam Palmer the captain, and Marvin Johnson are out wide, with Byers and Vokes in the middle. Dele Bashiru is just supporting Windass and Michael Smith. The bench is Stockdale, Brown, Wilkes, Adrenaline, Patterson, Firmino, Birkinson, Hunt and Mighton. As for Newcastle United, they made quite a number of changes from their 0-0 draw with Arsenal. Martin Dubravka back from his loan, and Manchester United starts in goal. Yaviman Quillo, Jamal Lascelles, Sven Bowman and Jamal Lewis across the back. In midfield of Elliot Anderson, Sean Longstaff and Matt Ritchie. And then the three in attack, Josh Murphy, Alexander Isak, first starts in September, and Joel Linton. Up on the bench is Carl Darlow, Kieran Trippier, Paul Dummy, Chris Wood, Ryan Fraser, Miguel Almiron, Joe Willock, Dan Byrne and Bruno Gomares. The referee, Michael Salisbury, is in charge today, assisted by Gary Beswick and Akil Howson. Ollie Yates is the fourth official for this game today. As we get ready for this game, just to tell you, Michael Salisbury during last season took charge of 21 games, issuing 69 yellows and 5 reds. This season so far, he's issued 50 yellows, 1 red in 15 league and cup games. He's refereed Sheffield Wednesday 3 times. There's been a win for the Owls, a draw and a defeat. 4 yellows for the Owls, no reds. And he has given him 0 penalties, and he's given 0 penalties against. As for Newcastle, 4 games for Newcastle, he's refereed 3 wins, no draws and a defeat, 2 yellows, no reds, 1 penalty for and no penalties against. There's Josh Winder shaking hands with the referee Michael Salisbury there as we get ready for kick-off. As we watch this game, there's Darren Moore. And there's his opposite number, Eddie Howe. We are all set to go then at Hillsborough. It'll be Sheffield Wednesday kicking off, attacking the goal to my right-hand side. This is Liam Palmer with an early ball in towards the penalty area. Headed away there by Jamal Lascelles, and he's not back forward there by Will Vokes. And now Newcastle will pick up this with Elliot Anderson early on here. Anderson is playing the ball out wide to Matt Ritchie. Can Matt Ritchie keep the ball in play? He can. But then he's put out of play there by the number 33, Reece James of Sheffield Wednesday. Newcastle have an early throw-in. 27 seconds gone here. It's still 0-0. As we are just underway then, as here's Joelinton. Good bit of play there from Joelinton, but Sheffield Wednesday buyback, but only to give it to Jamal Lewis as he comes forward. Newcastle all in white as the foul on Josh Murphy wins Newcastle United an early free kick. And Sheffield Wednesday will have to do some early defending as Jamal Lewis will leave this free kick for Matt Ritchie to take over on the near left hand side as Newcastle come forward from right to left in this first half as they're travelling fans behind that goal making a lot of noise as Ritchie delivers a free kick. It was a penalty. He's headed away there well in there by, I think that was Iorfa, and he's collected by Longstaff over on that far side now. Longstaff does well to play knee 1-2, luckily almost with Yavi Manquilla, and he goes behind for an early goal kick to be taken by Cameron Dawson. We've played almost 2 minutes and it remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0 here on the commentary. If you're tuning in and want to get involved, you can do so. Tweet us at Commentary Live 1. You can get in touch as well in the live chat that we've got on the YouTube channels and also on our Twitch channel as well. Keep your comments clean. We have family-friendly shows here. It's Dawson to clear the ball away, all in pink. Pretty in pink he is tonight, as the saying goes, as there's an head away by Palmer. Anderson has the forward for Newcastle. Now the ball breaks for Newcastle United fan Michael Smith down this right-hand side. Michael Smith with a ball in towards the penalty area. He's over 8 and he goes out of play for a throw to Newcastle United. And Michael Smith, when he scored against Sunderland last season for Rotherham United in League One, he celebrated doing the Alan Shearer celebration, which didn't go down well with the visiting supporters or some half of his family or some half on the Sunderland side. He is a Newcastle fan. Rotherham United fans, last summer, when after the season ended, led by fan Kevin Johnson, raised up some money for the Rotherham to get him a signed Alan Shearer shirt, with the rest going to local charity Rotherham Hospices. Here comes Newcastle down this right side. He's Isak. Alexander Isak holds up the play and wins this side a free kick there. Foul by Mark McGuinness, who trucks back across into the penalty area, but that's a clear pull on the shirt by McGuinness there. And looks like we're giving him a bear hug at one stage. It remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0, should I say. Matt Ritchie will line up this free kick from this left-hand side. We'll look to where the ball in. Windass is the only man in the Sheffield Wednesday wall outside of the penalty area. Mark Smith is back inside the penalty area because of his height, I would imagine. As Newcastle swing the ball in front of Ritchie. Towards the back post, headers up there. And he goes behind for a goal kick in the end. The header coming off Anderson at the back post there. He felt like he came off Michael Smith, who was running back in there, Anderson, but according to the referee, it came off the Newcastle United player, Eddie Howe. 72 Premier League points in 2022, so a good record since he come in. First 10 games, didn't get off to the best of starts, you would have to say. in his role there. Just a reminder, if you wanted to hear Coventry City against Wrexham, where it's currently 2-0 to Wrexham, you can hear that over on Coventry Up 2 with Nicholas Jones, your man, bringing you that game there. As the ball is headed back to Martin Dubravka, but a free kick has been given for a foul on Jamal Lascelles. And Newcastle United have a free kick just outside the penalty area. Sven Bowman takes it quickly into Joel Linton. There's out wide to this right hand side now, and here comes Newcastle trying to come forward with Manquillo, but he has to go back to the cells and back to Dubravka. Close now to Jamal Lewis, who comes forward, but Michael Smith bites back and concedes a throw in which Lewis will take over on this near side. And here's Murphy, but he loses out. And Palmer's coming in, and Palmer drags the shot wide. And Liam Palmer, the Sheffield Wednesday captain, coming forward, but he can't find his effort beyond Martin Dubravka in the Newcastle United goal. And that shot is dragged wide, and that is a decent effort from the Sheffield Wednesday right back. Not far wide in the end, just a couple of inches wide, but closest the Wednesday have come in this game so far. Newcastle haven't had any chances of note to tell you about, as here is Michael Smith for Sheffield Wednesday winning the ball back. The ball is played forward. Pierce for handball, nothing given. Here's Longstaff. Good play to Lewis. Up over halfway, Lewis. Isak. How wide it goes, and there is Richie. Good run from Richie. He's got Manquillo on the overlap. There's Manquillo. Ball in towards the penalty area. Isak's in there. Isak! What a save from Cameron Dawson! And Cameron Dawson from point blank range keeps Newcastle United out. Fantastic play. Matt Richie saw the run of Manquillo on the overlap. He played him in. Wonderful cross first time. And Isak thought he'd scored. With save from Dawson. Ball back in towards Isak. And Lascelles goes down. No foul in there. And Sheffield Wednesday are in rest by now. Well, that was the best chance of the game so far. And it come over the way of Alexander Isak. Will be McGuinness in the air. And Dawson's parry out in the legs of Iorfa. And then the Sheffield Wednesday player could manage to hook his left foot around it and clear the ball away. Sheffield Wednesday almost falling behind early on in this FA Cup tie. As here comes Sheffield Wednesday now with Windass. Can Sheffield Wednesday they have opened their sleeves now? They're coming forward now. Into penalty, still going Sheffield Wednesday. Ball back in towards Michael Smith, but is a poor cross from James in the end. And now Newcastle United can come forward. Wonderful play this. Good end-to-end game so far here at Hillsborough. 8 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. As here is Longstaff in possession. He gives the ball away. Now Vokes. Will Vokes over the top looking for the run of no one in particular, because no one's going to end of that ball forward. And Dubravka can just fetch the ball out and roll it forward. And now here's Jamal Lewis, who will take a touch down the line. Cleared away. And Jamal Lewis wins the ball back. And here's Longstaff into Anderson. Elliot Anderson in today. Wonderful players. Elliot Anderson had a couple of good loan spells at Bristol Rovers at one stage. And has matured as a player. And has been given his chance today to impress Eddie Howe. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. As here is Jamal Lewis for Newcastle United to take this throw-in. Joe Linton has to go back to Sven Bondman and across now to the captain Jamal Lascelles, who will come forward for Newcastle United. Lascelles to Manquillo. Down the line from Manquillo, but no one can get on end of that, and he runs all the way through to Cameron Dawson, who collects just inside his penalty area on that left-hand side, and he runs across to the centre of the box and then throws it out wide to the left hand side, and Johnson. Back it goes to McGuinness, who clears the ball away. There's touch from Windass. Now here comes Sheffield Wednesday, and they're looking to cause Newcastle a few problems of their own. They've not really done that just yet. As here's Vokes, who turns brilliantly, plays a wonderful ball out wide from Johnson, who can't keep the ball in. Can he? Yes. But then Manquillo's across there to clear the ball away. He's out for a throw-in, which will be taken by Johnson, will it? Yes. He has to go back a few yards. But he throws it backwards instead, so the referee says that is okay. And now Sheffield Wednesday will have to start again with Cameron Dawson on the edge of his own penalty area. Takes a touch and then plays it towards Palmer, but he's given away to Anderson, and now Murphy just knocks the ball back to Bondman and all the way back to Dubravka. Still 0-0. 10 minutes gone then. Sheffield Wednesday 0. Newcastle United 0. 10 and a quarter minutes gone. As he's strolling to just collecting the ball into the path of Bondman and across now to Jamal Lewis. Back it goes now into the path of Bondman, who switches the play well. And there's the header forward. Lovely control well. The ball is played down the line as Sheffield Wednesday try and run forward. Newcastle's gone there. Wonderful play here from Manquillo. Crossed it towards Isak. Headed away there by McGuinness. And James just keeps the ball in play. Here's Will Vokes now. Dominic Iorfa. Palmer. Liam Palmer for Wednesday. Body check there by Jacob Murphy. Appeals for an elbow in the face there. He's holding his face. There is Liam Palmer, who's stayed down at the moment. It remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of Russ Vernon, providing you with the commentary of this game. And we'll see this header away there. Played by McGuinness as Manquillo delivered a wonderful cross from the right hand side when Dawson came out of his goal and he got the ball to past him brilliantly. Dawson with this free kick, then down this left hand side as Newcastle look to attack. Right hand side is if Wednesday attack. And he's headed forward there by James, but Lascelles just collects possession. Now Bondman into the path of Lewis, who takes a touch and then plays the ball forward with his right foot onto the path of Murphy, who does well to get away from his man Iorfa. A wonderful challenge there from Dominic Iorfa to get back at Jacob Murphy, who collects the quick throw there from Jamal Lewis and delivers a crossfield pass into the path of Manquillo. Joelinton. Manquillo again. Goes back to the cells. Now Longstaff. Good play this from Sheffield Wednesday, forcing Newcastle back to Dubravka inside his own penalty, wearing all orange is Martin Dubravka. There's a pull back pass, and Sheffield Wednesday almost scored. Josh Windass almost profited from a pull back pass. And oh my word, Newcastle almost getting into a mistake there. Lewis into Longstaff. And Longstaff played the ball back. And that's a poor pass. Or was it? No, it was Anderson who played the ball back blindsidedly. And luckily for him and Newcastle, Windass couldn't take that chance there, whereas Sheffield Wednesday would have been 1-0 up. As Marcus Smith almost wins the ball inside the Newcastle penalty area as Newcastle try and play out from the back. Manquillo heads it to Richard and it plays it into Joelinton, who gets it back towards Manquillo and he puts it and James is across there to clear away. Manquillo just wiped his nose there. It looked like he might have got a whack to the face there. So Joelinton going with the throw while he was seen to that. Is now Richie plays the ball forward. Isak flicks it on, looking for Anderson. Is cleared away, and Elliot Anderson's mistake almost got punished there, as Sheffield Wednesday let Newcastle off. It remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. 14.5 minutes played here in this FA Cup third round tie. at Hillsborough. Russ Vernon, your man, providing you all the coverage of this game today between Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle, with Newcastle having a lot of the possession so far, which you would have expected, with them being the Newcastle Premier League side as the ball's over the top, looking for Murphy. The flag has gone up against Murphy, has he? Yes. And he is offside there, Jacob Murphy. And I think looking back at it, as I'm just going to do now, he's just offside there, Murphy. As there's been a goal in the game over on commentary up 2, where Nicholas Jones is bringing you commentary against Wrexham, and Coventry City have pulled a goal back through Ben Sheaf. Is Coventry 1, Wrexham 2 now in one of our other featured games over on Commentary Up 2 for the game this evening. On Commentary Up, JB Sports, Storm FM, Turtle Talks Football, and on our Twitch, you listen to Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. We've almost coming up towards 16 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. And I think the Sheffield Wednesday player there, Novokes, the other one, number 14. Byers will be unlucky to go and see that free kick there, as he appeared to have won the ball, but he may have been given ball for the earlier foul by Will Vokes. As he is Joel to now wide there to Manquillo, down the line to Richie out for a throw to Newcastle United. Man, Richie's there, wanting to get. They've got a bit of green trim on the bottom of their arms on the Newcastle white shirts, and the badges are in green. As there is Darren Moore just watching on, walking out some instructions to his team, as we see a flag there that says Ortal Owls, and a flag aside that says Glyn 1867. As here is Anderson, plays the ball back there to his teammate Bondman, but put him under a bit of pressure as Michael Smith was on him, and Newcastle have considered a very cheap throw in here, all thanks to Elliot Anderson yet again. That's the second mistake Elliot Anderson's done today, and luckily Sheffield Wednesday have not profited from it. It remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. Dawson hits the ball forward, but Newcastle just get the ball back quickly, as there was no one on the end of it in a Sheffield Wednesday shirt from that ball forward from Dawson. And now Sheffield Wednesday just having to try back and win the ball back as Anderson fetches the ball forward for Newcastle into Jacob Murphy. How wide is Lewis? Lewis inside the penalty. There's a good ball across, and Sheffield Wednesday somehow just managed to clear. And he's out of play for a throw to Newcastle United. And here's Murphy coming forward. Lewis. Sean Longstaff, who took that throw in very, very quickly there. And now he's with Jamal Lascelles. Good ball into Manquillo. Down the line to Richie. Goes back to Manquillo, but almost played him into a bit of bother. But Newcastle recovered somewhat. And now has Sven Bowman on possession. To find Elliot Anderson, and back to Bowman again. And Sheffield Wednesday, who are currently 0-0 against Newcastle, could have been in the lead when Elliot Anderson's poor back pass was failed to be capitalised on by Josh Windass. At the other end, looks at their best chance when Yari Manquillo got down the outside on the right hand side of Newcastle's left of Sheffield Wednesday, put the ball in, and Alexander Isak's point blank header was saved by Cameron Dawson before Iofa managed to clear the ball to safety to stop a rebound from going in. If you're just tuning into this, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0 in the FA Cup third round. We've got some more games coming up to tell you about, and we'll tell you who's going to be bringing you those Morrows, is Lascelles knocking the ball back to his goalkeeper there, Dubravka, who clears the ball away and goes out of play for a throw to Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. If you listen to us here on the Commentary 2, JB Sports. No, Commentary 2, so should I say? If you listen to us on the Commentary JB Sports, Storm FM, Jetson Talks Football, and on Twitch. Commentary 2 has got coverage of the Wrexham game against Coventry at the Coventry Building Society Arena. Or to give it the shorter version, CBS Arena has led Dawson to clear the ball away. Nicholas Jones is bringing you that game this evening. Luton have equalised against Wigan Athletic through Harry Cornick, 1-1 there now. And it's half time there as well. Half time is Grimsby Town 0, Burton Albion 0, and Brentford 0, West Ham 0. We're just waiting for half time to come through from the other 5:30 game, which is Coventry City against Wrexham, which is still 2-1 to Wrexham, incidentally. That's over on Commentary 2 from Nicholas Jones to bring you as Sheffield Wednesday just a bit of brief stoppage in play there. That's why I was just going through some of the scores as is. Dubravka just taking a touch with his right foot twice, 3 times 4, 5. And then Issa with his left to Lascelles. And now Manquillo as Newcastle will try and come forward down the right hand side into Isak. First starts in September. And now Joel Linton. He's got Isak outside of him and he finds him. Isak. Alexander Isak does well into getting to penalty area, and then wonderful clearance there by James after McGuinness had to cover James because he was out of position. So he had to go out wide to McGuinness, and then James realised that, so he came on the outside, round the back of him to clear the ball away for a Newcastle throw-in. Joel Linton is there, but gives away the throw-in to Sheffield Wednesday this time. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0 if you're just joining us here on the Commentary Up, JB Sports, Storm FM, also on Turton Talks Football, which is the main channel of our commentator Luke Turton, who was on commentary for Manchester United against Everton last night, alongside Paul James. And I would like to say a quick message to Paul if you're listening. Paul James has been with us not even a year yet, and since the time he's been with us, I think he's going up towards a year now. Now, in fact, he come into us in the 3rd round of the FA Cup last year as a commentator. He has grown as a commentator, and the last couple of commentaries he's done, Leeds against West Ham and last night's, have been absolutely brilliant. So hats off to you, Paul. Well done, my friend. Big props to you, Paul. As now Sheffield Wednesday just have the ball back with Cameron Dawson. Nothing much really happening as they both teams trying to battle for possession inside the middle of the park. As here comes Longstaff, who goes down. Free kick given, foul by Michael Smith, who found abusive language towards the match referee there, but not penalised for that as Nooks are going with the free kick quickly as Manquillo cuts inside. Ball into Alexander Isak, who's onside. Isak, shot saved by Cameron Dawson again. And the Sheffield Wednesday shot stopper is keeping the Owls in this game. 24 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. Well, Sheffield Wednesday having some good chances of their own as well. As this is a wonderful ball into Isak. Onside Alexander Isak. And Dawson made himself big and blocked the shot with his leg. With his knee actually. And put it behind for Newcastle corner. Joel Linton comes to go short and gets it short. Gets it back to Richie. Richie delivers a ball in from a different angle, but Michael Smith is there to head clear for Sheffield Wednesday. It breaks for Jamal Lewis. Good ball into Elliot Anderson. Anderson down the line, it goes. Anderson, good work. Good ball into Anderson again. Anderson, good ball in towards the edge of penalty. Still going Sheffield United, but now Sheffield Wednesday try and clears, and they do up towards halfway. But Manquillo is there to nod the ball forward into Lascelles, who puts a looping ball back towards his right back, Manquillo, who does well there to clear it downfield and find man Ritchie, who is penalised for an handball there. Is the Newcastle midfielder, and Sheffield Wednesday can breathe a sigh of relief again and get back on possession. Dawson playing the ball forward, looking for the run of Palmer. Goes out of play for a throw to Newcastle. And there was Eddie Howe just outside of his technical area there a moment. His assistant up inside the technical area too, barking out some instructions. As Lascelles has possession back inside his own half. Newcastle United still holding Sheffield Wednesday, or being held by Sheffield Wednesday with a goalless draw so far. And just before half time, in first half stoppage time, is Coventry City 1, Wrexham 3. Thomas O'Connor has added a third there on Coventry up 2. That is now at half time. So what a first half Nicholas Jones has been having. He's seen 4 goals already, with 3 of them for the non-leaguers Wrexham against the Championships Coventry City. It's Coventry City 1, Wrexham 3 at half time over there. As Anderson here at Hillsborough tries to break away down the field. On the right hand side, look to try and get a ball in, will he? Oh, he wins a corner there off of Will Oakes. And good play that from Anderson to win inside the corner and get inside upfield. Corner kick then to be taken by Man Ritchie towards the penalty. He's headed away. And now he breaks into the path of Jacob Murphy. Back he goes into Yari Manquillo, who will clear the ball forward. Well, he goes back to Dubravka to find Lewis. Bondman is there inside the centre of the park as Longstaff dropped back into centre back for a moment there. Now Joel Linton on this left hand side for Newcastle. Back to Dubravka, who's not really been tested as much as Delmore would have liked from his side. Cameron Dawson has kept his side in this game so far, and Delmore will not be happy one bit about that, as there is Elliot Anderson on the halfway line, and he's just fouled there by Liam Palmer, who ran away with the ball, didn't hear the whistle go, and Newcastle United win another free kick. As there was Anderson just cutting in, and for me, looking at that again, Liam Palmer won the ball, but the referee saw it otherwise, and Newcastle back in possession. 28 minutes gone then. Newcastle nil, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. As you are listening to the commentary, hopefully you're enjoying the coverage. As here comes Newcastle with Ritchie. How wide is Manquillo? Got Jacob Murphy inside the penalty. Comes to Ritchie! And his looping effort just goes onto the roof of the net from the edge of the penalty area. And man Ritchie almost giving Newcastle United the lead. And that's a wonderful bit of play. Out wide. Blow ball in. And from towards the edge of the box is a looping effort. And that goes looping over the bar. And it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. If you are tuning into us for the very first time, thank you very much. You're listening to the commentary of JB Sports, Storm FM, Twitter Dogs Football, all on our Twitch channel. Thank you very much for doing so. If you do want to listen, or if you are listening and want to get in touch, you can tweet us, Commentary Live 1, use the hashtag TCUB, and I'll read some of your messages out at half time. It remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0, 30 minutes gone here as we bring you the FA Cup. Michael Smith does well to find Windass. And Windass goes down the line. Smith almost went down the line there. And then Smith is penalised for a foul now, Sven Bondman. And the Sheffield Wednesday forward was not happy with that foul. As here is Longstaff to Joe Linton. Richie now. Joe Linton again has got Manquillo on the overlap if he finds him. And what a ball that is from Joe Linton. Manquillo's there. Puts the ball back towards Isak and McGuinness is there to clear. And now here's James. Can James get this ball downfield? Wednesday could be in on this right-hand side, but brilliant defensive play by Jamal Lascelles. And now Joe Linton to feed in Longstaff. Anderson to Lewis. Good end-to-end game now. Half an hour played. 30 minutes gone. 31 minutes gone now. Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. What a game in prospect we've seen today. The best chance of the game falling to Newcastle United. Through that man Isak, who just muscled off for the ball. Anderson back in there to win it. For Newcastle, was being penalised for a foul, and Sheffield Wednesday will have a bit of respite and can calm things down and try and get to half time and 0-0. Because Newcastle are really beginning to turn up the ante and try and get the winner. The fourth round draw for the FA Cup will be done at 4:05 tomorrow. Will be, should be able to bring you that draw live on the commentary hub. And all platforms actually, commentary hub 2 will be back for that one. As we've got a game tomorrow to bring you. Manchester City against Chelsea in the FA Cup. Join Trevor Sports for that one. Nicholas Jones will be presenting. And what a game that one will promise to be in the FA Cup. All Premier League tie. We saw Manchester United win the All Premier League tie yesterday. As here comes Newcastle coming forward. Murphy no winning a free kick there as Dawson clears it up to Palmer. And Palmer just lets it bounce and plays the ball blindly in midfield. Delabashir will come going end of that ball there as Sheffield Wednesday trying to come forward. Jamal Lascelles gets the ball back. And Newcastle with Richie. Finds Joe Linton, who does a brilliant spin and turn. Hits it off for Longstaff, and Wednesday get the ball back, and they have won a free kick. Foul by Joe Linton on Will Oakes, and the Sheffield Wednesday man wins his side a free kick. And I think he ball backed a little bit there. Not sure there was too much contact on the free kick as the ball played down the line as the offside flag is raised against Delabashir, I think that was. And it remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. We're just putting under a bit of pressure there. As Newcastle will try and come forward. Wonderful bit of play is Joe Linton turning away. Well, and Newcastle concede. Well, win another free kick. Foul on Joe Linton this time. And Sheffield Wednesday come under a bit of pressure towards the end of this first half. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0. Newcastle 0 as there we see a shot of Chris Waddle on our monitor. The former Sheffield Wednesday player at Hillsborough today for, I think he's for radio as well as is Anderson. Got a bit of play from Newcastle United. What can Sheffield Wednesday do to stem this attack from Newcastle United? As Joe Linton tries to pick out Isak, and that's what they can do. Can send an offer in front of him. Well, Windass is offside. Well, Delabashiru isn't. And Lascelles had to be alert of Delabashiru running through. And that was fantastic play from Jamal Lascelles, who read the danger well. He realised Delabashiru wasn't offside, and he was going for that ball. And he did well to cut it out for a throw, which has been taken quickly. Has forced Sheffield Wednesday back inside their own half and forced them into giving a throwing away just before half. As we're into the final 10 minutes of the first half, it remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. If you just want to listen today, that's fine as well. Let us know. If you want to, let us know what you're doing this evening. I'm bringing you Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0 in the FA Cup. As Sheffield Wednesday will play the ball forward by Iorfa. Smith is there, and Windass gets the ball back. And now he's ball through into Michael Smith. Then I said the penalty. Michael Smith shot is blocked. Or shot come cross was blocked. And then he rebounds off Elliot Anderson there, I think. Or it might be Longstaff. If I know it was Longstaff. And out through Sheffield Wednesday throwing. Just a few yards from the corner flag. Palmer gets it back to Iorfa. Dominic Iorfa gets the ball down the line for Liam Palmer. There's Will Vokes. Vokes with the ball in. And a dangerous ball in. And a touch on that from Bowman, I think. Just took that ball past the post. Otherwise, Windass would have been in that for Sheffield Wednesday. That's a wonderful ball into Vokes. Ball in there. And Bowman just gets a vital touch on that one. Otherwise, Windass would have been coming in on that and possibly causing a few problems for Newcastle. Now corners too quickly. The ball in towards the penalty area. Cleared away by Newcastle United. And he's bouncing around. There's the forward. And wonderful challenge back by Elliot Anderson. And now Newcastle can break Ritchie. Longstaff. And Jacob Murphy now. Jacob Murphy running through on goal. Jacob Murphy, what can Jacob Murphy do here now? He can't do anything as he's crowded out. And Johnson just looking at his defence around him, saying, "Where were you? Where was me help?" He just had to be there. And then McGuinness come back right at the last minute to clear. But where was the Sheffield Wednesday defence there as Newcastle broke forward? It was non-existent. Longstaff. Lewis now. Good ball. Wonderful turn away. Isak. Wonderful play from Isak. Does well. And Isak wins his side of free kick. Iorfa is fouled. He's committed a foul, should I say, on Isak. And Dominic Iorfa, the defender who used to play for Wolverhampton Wanderers, concedes a free kick, which means Newcastle can get Lascelles, Bondman, and up from defence. And they've got Isak in there, who's a tall lad as well. They can get some of their tall players inside the penalty area. Matt Ritchie will look to swim this ball in. Can Newcastle get the lead just before half time? Ball towards the penalty. Let's go up. Delabashiru just clears the ball away. Ritchie heads it back in towards the penalty area. Based on the edge of the box. And Newcastle win a free kick. Right into the edge of the penalty area for an handball, I think. The referee Michael Salisbury has given here. And let's have a look. Does he strike his arm? I'm not sure he strikes his arm there. As Zedder comes down. No, I don't think he does. I don't think that struck the arm of Will Vokes there. Newcastle have a free kick in a promising position. Just a couple of yards back from the edge of the box. Is towards the left hand side of the penalty area. Alexander Isak is the man standing over this one. who will line this up. Dawson standing in the middle of his goal with a big gap to his left-hand side. His right-hand side, should I say, is Isak. Drills it low, is cleared away by the defensive wall of Sheffield Wednesday. And now here comes Ritchie again for Newcastle. Good ball into Murphy. Isak turns away from his man. Smith does well to hold up the play. And win his side of throw in there, Michael Smith. Elliot Anderson thought that was Newcastle's throw-in. And to be honest, it did look like the final touch came off Michael Smith, but I'm a long way away from this one. The referee and the assistant had a better view of it than me. Here's Longstaff. Good plays. There's a foul, is it, on Anderson? It is. And George Byers just clears the ball away in frustration. And Sheffield Wednesday give a free kick away. 5 minutes to go towards half time. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. Been a good game so far. Newcastle with the best chance. After just 6 minutes through Alexander Isak. His header palmed away by Cameron Dawson before Dominic Yofa could clear. Can Newcastle profit from this attacking free kick? Ritchie delivers the ball towards the back post. Heads go up, is cleared away by Sheffield Wednesday head. Manquillo knocked the ball back. Iofa's up there for it. He's cleared off in Lascelles. Heads go up and is hacked away this time by McGuinness. Up towards halfway. And Manquillo just gets the ball back to Dubravka, finds Lewis, who takes a touch, and then finds Sven Bondman, who with his left foot rolls it in towards Anderson, and he was put under pressure there, Anderson, because of the ball played by Bondman. By Bondman. By Botman, should I say. And now Newcastle are back on the front foot, as here is Joe Linton for Jamal Lascelles. Joe Linton again into Murphy. Back to Joe Linton once more. What can Newcastle do here? It's a brilliant ball in towards the penalty area, but hacked away there by McGuinness, who was back doing the defending there for Sheffield Wednesday. And now this is a ball over the top, and the header back by Johnson is a cool, calm and collected one. And now Cameron Dawson can just take his time and just give his side a bit of respite just before half time. 0-0 between Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle in the FA Cup. If you're just joining us here on the commentary, you're also listening on JB Sports, Storm FM, and Tatum Talks Football. Also on our Twitch, there's the ball in from the right hand side from Sheffield Wednesday's point of view, which was by Liam Palmer, was claimed there by Dubravka, who gets into Lewis, who goes back to Bondman. And now back to Dubravka, now across to Lascelles. And into the final 2 minutes of the first half has been a fairly decent half. Longest unbeaten runs in all competitions is Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle. Sheffield Wednesday on 17, Newcastle on 15. Suppose over the top for Murphy. Murphy lifts over the top of Dawson. And the offer wouldn't run out. So he had to get something on that as Murphy tried to keep the ball alive. Murphy over on that far side now. Murphy with the ball in. And he offers across there to block. Breaks for Ritchie. Johnson up against him. Back to Joe Linton. Joe Linton with the ball in. And the corner down end of that there is Elliot Anderson. Inside the penalty area. And the ball runs out for a goal kick. And Sheffield Wednesday living a charmed life at the back. That's a wonderful run from Jacob Murphy. Onside. Lifts it over the top of Dawson. I often thought he was going to run out. Murphy didn't give up the chase. And he kept the ball in play. And it remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. And into the final minute of the first half. What has been a pulsating first half action. The second half's underway in the half-past 5 kickoffs. And they're still the same scorelines as I told you a few moments ago. We'll run you through some of the score. We'll take a quick 5-minute break and then I'll run you through some of the scores before we take another break before the second half starts. Windass is foul there. Is he? No. As Lewis can clear the ball away for Newcastle. Sheffield Wednesday under the free kick. Isak is going behind now. Alexander Isak is onside, but he can't take the ball with him. And McGuinness does well to get the ball back. And Dawson clears up towards halfway. There's which was into stoppage time now at the end of this first half. As we've got 1 minute at a time. As is Joel Linton. Does well from Joel Linton. Manquillo now. Still going Manquillo edge of the box. Richards goes down off of the ball. The referee not interested. And now Sheffield Wednesday can break. What can Wednesday do here? It's Delabashiru. But wonderful challenge there by Longstaff. Goes down off of the ball. Delabashiru gets a foul. Well, gets a booking for his what appears to be a foul on the Newcastle man. I'm wondering what's happened here. Longstaff won the ball cleanly. Just watching it again here, guys. And that's what happens. He catched him late. Just Fasayo Delabashiru, who gives away that free kick. But there is the half-time whistle at Hillsborough. And it remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle United 0. Newcastle with the best chances of the first half, especially the one from Alexander Isak with the best chance. His header saved brilliantly by Dawson before being cleared away by Dominic Iorfa. Wednesday have come close on a couple of occasions, but not really troubled Martin Dubravka. While the break is Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with some of today's scores. So don't go anywhere, you're listening to the commentary hub. Welcome back to the Commentary coverage of Sheffield Wednesday against Newcastle United. While it's just at half time, I want you through some of the scores from the earlier matches that were played today in the lunchtime kickoffs. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 2. Forest Green Rovers against Birmingham City match postponed. Gillingham 0, Leicester City 1. Preston North End 3, Huddersfield Town 1. Reading 2, Watford 0. Tottenham 1, Portsmouth 0. 3 o'clock kickoffs. Bournemouth 2, Burnley 4. Blackpool 4, Forest 1. Boreham Wood 1, Accrington Stanley 1. Chesterfield 3, West Bromwich Albion 3. Fleetwood Town 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Hull City 0, Fulham 2. Ipswich 4, Rotherham United 1. Middlesbrough 1, Brighton Hove Albion 5. Millwall 0, Sheffield United 2. Shrewsbury Town 1, Sunderland 2. Latest scores to tell you about: Brentford 0, West Ham United 0. The game which is over on the commentary up 2 this evening with Nicholas Jones to tell you about is commentary 1, Wrexham 4. Commentary down to 10 men after Panzo was sent off. Paul Mullin made it 4-1 from the penalty spot in the 58th minute in that game there. In the other Harper's 5 kickoffs, Grimsby 0, Burton Albion 0, and Luton Town 1, Wigan Athletic 1 is that scoreline there. And in our featured game here is Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0 at half time. So the fourth round draw of the FA Cup will take place at about 4:05 tomorrow afternoon, just before the Manchester City versus Chelsea game. And Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle will be hoping to be in that for the fourth round. So, and at the moment they are in that for the fourth round. I wonder if that's how it'll stay later today as well. Just to tell you what's coming up on the channel. Tomorrow we have got more FA Cup action on the commentary. Join Trevor Sports in the commentary box for the game in the FA Cup that he'll be bringing us, which is Manchester City versus Chelsea, which is the big one. Then on Monday, join myself again, Nicholas Owen, presenting as we bring you Oxford against Arsenal. And hopefully I will have Mike Orneman joining me on Monday for the Oxford against Arsenal game in the FA Cup. So that's what we've got coming in the FA Cup for you. So make sure you tune in to that to see who progresses and see what they could face, as well as just see some of the goals from the earlier matches. And we'll just take another quick break. Join me again when the teams come out for the start of the second half. Welcome back to second half coverage of Sheffield Wednesday against Newcastle United. Newcastle United are going to be making a change at the break, which will see Chris Wood come on. I would have to think it'll be Alexander Isak who will go off, with Isak making his first appearance since September. It looks like there's going to be no changes for Sheffield Wednesday though on the break. Wonder if we'll see any goals in the second half as we see Chris Wood there just waiting to come on as we watch. Get ready to see the board number go up. Sheffield Wednesday making a change as well. And the first one is for Sheffield Wednesday, which sees Dennis Adrenaline come on for Fisayo Dele Bashiru. Dennis Adrenaline on for Sheffield Wednesday. It's Dele Bashiru who's gone off for him. And for Newcastle, I think it's Alexander Isak. If I just look at the players that are out there, it does look like it's Alexander Isak. That is the man that's gone off for Newcastle United. And I think that is spot on as well. As Newcastle with Anderson will get us back off and underway. And what can they do here now is Anderson. Good bit of play. And wide to Lewis over on that far side. Back it goes to Bondman into Lascelles. As there's confirmation that Dennis Adeniran has come on for Dele Bashiru for Sheffield Wednesday. And it'll be interesting. And as I thought, Alexander Isak, after his first appearance since September, is off at half time for Chris Wood, who finds Manquillo. Down the line it goes. He's out of plays. Matt Ritchie is the man who's down and banging on the floor a few moments ago. And now Matt Ritchie remains down as the physio has come on. He's unhappy with the referee there not blowing up. As we just see this incident again, I'm not sure what really happened there. We can see it here, look. And I'm not sure which player it is. It might have been number 12. I'm not sure if it was George Byers or Matt Ritchie. And Matt Ritchie has put his shirt over his face there. As Matt Ritchie is having to receive quite a bit of treatment here at the start of the second half. Be interesting to see if the Newcastle man can continue. Victor Gyökeres, who's been linked with a move to Leeds United of the Premier League, has put a goal back for Coventry City. That's over on Coventry up 2. With Nicholas Jones, Coventry City 2, Wrexham 4. And there's been a goal in the game at Blundell Park. And it's Grimsby Town 1, Burton Albion 0. Lewis Richardson with the goal on 76 minutes. The difference there. As we rush running through the teams for the start of the second half, is Dawson in goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Is a back three of Iofa, McGuinness and James. As we just see Murphy's sock ripped. In the midfield is Palmer in midfield, Vokes, Byers and Johnson with Adrenaline just behind Smith and Windass. For Nooks, man is South African goal Manquillo is at the back with Lascelles and Bondman. Lewis on the left hand side. Then it's the midfield three of Anderson, Longstaff and Ritchie. And then up front is Joel. Then up front we have Joe Linton, Wood and Jacob Murphy for Newcastle United now. The second half is underway. As we see Lewis, two-man Quiller, who takes a touch back to Lewis, the cells. Jolinton, wonderful turn. Wood to Longstaff. How wide it goes for Lewis. Complicated teammate there. And there's a foul on Adrenaline by Anderson. And that's the first foul he's won inside there. And now here's Dawson, 0-0. Coming up towards the 5th minute of the second half. Wonderful play this. Jolinton fans Wood. Now Ritchie. Longstaff. Good play from Newcastle, but cleared away by Sheffield Wednesday, only as far as the cells, as now Newcastle will try and regroup. As Sheffield Wednesday just win the ball back with Smith. Battling away hard there, Michael Smith. But here, it's Anderson, how wide it goes. To Jacob Murphy inside the penalty. Goes to Anderson, goes to Chris Wood, shot blocked. And McGuinness, who made a fantastic recovery block there to deny Chris Wood the opening chance of the game and give Sheffield Wednesday something to think about there, as Anderson put the ball across for Wood, almost the opening goal of the game, which Newcastle have been knocking on the door for quite a bit, and Chris Wood almost provided it. Jacob Murphy to take the corner, whipped in towards Jolinton. McGuinness heads away. Windass is putting Ritchie under pressure. But Lewis gets the ball for Ritchie. Good way from Newcastle. Ritchie down the far side of the left as he comes forward. What can Sheffield Wednesday conjure up here? From a defensive standpoint, as Bondman goes for goal! Not far away from Sven Bondman. As Newcastle still continuing to conjure up chances. No one got out to him. And he thought, why not? Until the shot on. Through the legs of Oakes. Dawson was scrambling, but I think he was always going wide. Since the moment Sven Bondman took that shot, it remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Newcastle 0 here on the commentary hub. Sheffield Wednesday win a throw-in after the ball was hit off of Jolinton. What can Sheffield Wednesday do here now as they try and get a foothold in this game? Has been all Newcastle majority. Only chances Wednesday have had is from Newcastle mistakes. Can Sheffield Wednesday make a chance of their own? Ball out wide to Palmer. Into Adrenaline. Adrenaline across. And Sheffield Wednesday have scored. It's Josh Windass, the son of Dean Windass, has opened the scoring for Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. The League One side are providing a shock of their own in the FA Cup. Fantastic bit of play by Sheffield Wednesday. It's come against the better players. Newcastle have been the better side in this game. But wonderful play. All started brilliantly from the brilliant, fantastic turn in midfield. Wonderful bit of play and a wonderful ball there. And then Adrenaline with the ball across. It looks like he's just offside, but there's no VAR. And Sheffield Wednesday have taken the lead against Newcastle United. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Newcastle United 0. Palmer on to Adrenaline, into Windass, and Sheffield Wednesday are on course to extend their unbeaten run in all competitions to 18 games. And Newcastle look to be losing their unbeaten run in all competitions, which was 15 games before this. And now Hillsborough is bouncing. I can barely hear myself think with the noise going off here. Windass, 52 minutes on the clock. when that goal went in, and Josh Windass, the son of former Hull City legend Dean, has given this place a rocking start to the second half. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Newcastle 0, and it's all to do now for Eddie Howe's men. Anderson, Richie now. Anderson again, towards the edge of the penalty area, cut out well by Sheffield Wednesday on the edge of the box. I think that was Will Vokes back there doing the fantastic piece of defending. And Newcastle have a corner. They've taken it quickly to Richie. Richie delivers the ball in towards the penalty. Shot comes from Bowman. Rich Anderson. Wonderful save from Dawson. Back to Manquillo. In towards the penalty area. Cleared away. Murphy. Wonderful turn. Jacob Murphy. Saved by Dawson. Oh my word. Fantastic piece of defensive play there from Sheffield Wednesday. They had to be switched on because the corner was taken quickly. It was whipped in. Wonderful shot saved by the legs of McGuinness at first. And then by the feet of Cameron Dawson. And I think the work of Michael Smith may have put off Anderson right at the vital moment as he came in just as Anderson was about to pull the trigger and may have just got a clip onto the ball, which made it even more comfortable for Cameron Dawson in that Wednesday goal. Here's Murphy. Wonderful play from Newcastle as they try and get back into this game now. 10 minutes gone over the second half. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Newcastle 0. And the noise is just ramped up here inside Hillsborough. And what a game it's turned out to be over on the commentary up 2 now. It's Coventry City 3, Wrexham 4. Casey Palmer with the goal on 76 minutes over there. And Said Benrahma has returned to Brentford and has put West Ham 1-0 in the FA Cup. Brentford 0, West Ham 1. Said Benrahma back on his old stomping ground of Brentford, although he was playing at Griffin Park, not the G-Tech Community Stadium, which is their new stadium, and it's Brentford 0, West Ham 1 in the other FA Cup game, which is one of the other games taking place this evening. Evening, Mike, and I completely agree. Cameron Dawson has been absolutely impressive for Sheffield Wednesday in this game. He's kept them in it. That big save after just 67 minutes in that first half from Alexander Isak has set Sheffield Wednesday on the road and set a turn in this game for the Owls. Now they will not be going down lightly in this game. And then that goal there from Windass was absolutely fantastic as well. Brilliant bit of play from Byers to get the ball out wide, and then brilliant play from Palmer to see the one of Adrenaline, who played it into the path of Windass as Adrenaline comes forward again into Michael Smith. Windass this time, should I say, shot saved, and it's cleared away by Newcastle. Newcastle on the back foot to the moment. Richie trying to give them with the respect, and he does. Finds the run of Manquillo down the right hand side into Joe Linton, cleared away by McGuinness, who has been a rock at the heart of the Sheffield Wednesday defence. Manquillo will take the throw in. Back it goes to Riches. Crossfield pass into the path of Jacob Murphy. Murphy goes for goal, and a wonderful one-handed save to tip it over the bar by Cameron Dawson. Just goes to prove what Mike was saying. Dawson has kept Sheffield Wednesday in this tie. What a fantastic one-handed save to tip that over and behind for a Newcastle corner, which Jacob Murphy will take. The Sellers is up there, Bomber's in there, Winder. And he comes towards Bomber, who can't go on end of that. There was Longstaff also in there, Wood as well. But no one in a white shirt could head that ball home as Sheffield Wednesday still lead by a goal to 0 against Newcastle United. I'm hearing that I've just been told that Newcastle are going to be making a few changes. Miguel Almiron, Joseph Willock, and Bruno Guimaraes are all about to come on for Newcastle United. Newcastle fetching on some of their big guns to try and help them get back into this game. Hi to Luke Turton, who's now listening. Hopefully you're doing okay, Luke, as well. He has Mike, and Mike says Wednesday have got their tails up now, should be making just in last half an hour or so as Newcastle will be making their substitutions now. Here is the Longstaff. He's one of the players going off. Bruno Guimaraes is on for him. Jacob Murphy is being replaced this time as well, and it's Miguel Almiron on for him. And Elliot Anderson is off, and it's Joe Willock on for him as Eddie Howe has got to go for this now to try and help his side get back into this tie. Just a reminder, if you wanted to hear how Coventry City are getting on against Wrexham, it's going to be Coventry City 3, Wrexham 4. Commentary on that one is over on Commentary Up 2 with Nicholas Jones, if you want to get the closing stage of that one there. We've played an hour here at Hillsborough, whereas Sheffield Wednesday 1, Newcastle United 0, and Liam Palmer not happy that the decision has gone against his side. As here is Jamal Lascelles now for Newcastle United. An hour gone then, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Newcastle 0. Dean Windass's son Josh with the goal on 52 minutes. It's given Sheffield Wednesday a platform to build on, and they can do that as Newcastle have given the ball back to Sheffield Wednesday. It's Michael Smith can't pick out his teammates there in Byers, and now Newcastle United on the front foot here is Richie. Slips at the vital moment, but still keeps on the ball for Newcastle United. But then biting across there was the brilliant Dennis Adrenaline, who's come on at half time and added a real bit of more quality in there in place of Dele Bashiru, and he just made a fantastic challenge there. And it goes to show why Darren Moore likes him so much. Manquillo down the line as Newcastle try and come forward and give it away. Now here comes Will Vokes for Sheffield Wednesday down the left hand channel. No inside the penalty, so Vokes is doing all he can and does absolutely fantastic to win his side of throwing. And Windass has gone down off of the ball here, Josh Windass, should I say. Almost got him Dean again. And that was by Jamal Lewis's foul off of the ball. And he remains down. He's holding his knee. The physios have come on. And it's still Sheffield Wednesday 1, Newcastle United 0. As there we get confirmation of the changes. Longstaff went off for Guimaraes, Murphy off for Almiron, and Anderson off for Willock. Just so you're all caught up if you're just tuning into us. I agree, look, fantastic game this one so far. Hopefully you're enjoying my coverage today. And I just want to say, because you know Mike is listening out there as well. Mike, from everyone in the commentary, we hope you've had a fantastic holiday and it's great to see you back and getting ready to get on commentary for the Oxford against Arsenal game this Monday alongside myself for the commentary hub. Hopefully looking forward to getting back on the saddle and getting back in with some commentaries that we've got coming up for our listeners to enjoy. It's Sheffield Wednesday who lead by a goal to nil with a throw-in, which is found Vokes. Back to Johnson, who delivers a cross in, with a poor cross, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Newcastle United. And I want to say on behalf of everyone in the country, I'm on about not just the commentators, the listeners as well, my friend. And I agree, Mike, it doesn't look like League One against Premier League so far. This looks like an all Premier League tie, and as if it's a Premier League match here at Hillsborough. As Sheffield Wednesday of League One lead Newcastle United of the Premier League by a goal to nil. These two sides are the top two longest unbeaten runs in the division, in all competitions, in the all top four divisions of English football. Newcastle had 15, Sheffield Wednesday had 17 going into this one. Which side will lose their unbeaten run today? Newcastle will open one with them as they come forward here now. It's Miguel Almiron off of the bench. Almiron. There's a for Joe Linton, who was just leaning back as he shot there, Joe Linton. And he can't keep his effort down. Just leaning back as Miguel Almiron just laid it off to him on the edge of the penalty area. You see there, just leaned back, just as the ball come to him. And that's what made it go over. We just see the goal again. Adrenaline with the ball in. Windass may have just been a fraction offside. Nova. Lesman kept his flag down. Adrenaline with the ball across. Windass taps it home. And Windass celebrates. And his Sheffield Wednesday will lead by a goal to nil. And Michael Smith plays the ball through for Josh Windass. Windass! It's 2-0 for Sheffield Wednesday! Josh Windass with his second, and Sheffield Wednesday with their second of the game. And the League One side are proving to be an upset kings in the FA Cup. They look set to be knocking Newcastle out of the FA Cup. We've got around about 25 minutes to go, but Newcastle can't get past the wall and the brilliance of goalkeeper Cameron Dawson, and Sheffield Wednesday with a fantastic through ball by Michael Smith, who's just made it 2-0 thanks to Josh Windass's finish. And Sheffield Wednesday now have, I'd say, at least 1 foot in round 4 of the FA Cup. Fantastic finish, cool, composed, and a wonderful finish from Windass. Is Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle 0. And who'd have thought League One Sheffield Wednesday would be knocking out Newcastle United of the FA Cup at the third round stage. That may not be the case just yet, but that's what it's looking like so far. Absolutely fantastic goal as well. And Mike is off to watch his Stevenage team that he follows and supports at Villa Park tomorrow against Aston Villa. He'll be up in his side, can be another side to provide a shock in the competition. It remains commentary 3, Wrexham 4 over on the commentary up 2. Brentford 0, West Ham 1 is a full-time result now, so West Ham United go through in the old Premier League battles. Now Sheffield Wednesday can't get forward there with Michael Smith as Bondman just ties up well with the help of Lascelles to feed Joe Linton. Bruno Guimaraes, yeah, really to see him since he's come off of the bench, but he's a dangerous player and a talented player. Miguel Almiron into Guimaraes, Bruno Guimaraes into Joe Linton, Willock, Joe Linton, still going Joe Linton, still going Joe Linton, still going Joe Linton, Joe Linton, just wide! And Joe Linton almost pulling the goal back for Newcastle United. Sees a shot go wide of the post. Absolutely fantastic play from Newcastle. Worked his way into the box and it goes just wide. He deflected behind for a corner. But I think Kieran Trippier is going to come on first. And he's coming on for Jamal Lewis, which may see Yari Manquillo go to left back. Or I know Trippier's played left back for England plenty of times, and he's also played left back for Atletico Madrid when he was there, and he's played left back for England, so maybe he'll go to left back. But Kieran Trippier's first job is to take this corner kick for Newcastle United as we play 68.5 minutes. 2-0 Sheffield Wednesday lead. And Chris Wood's there, and Bruno Guimaraes has scored! He's tapped it out from close range. And Newcastle are back in this. It may not be all plain sailing now for Sheffield Wednesday as Bruno Guimaraes is pulling a goal back for Newcastle United. But he's in offside position. No offside, no VAR in the FA Cup here at Hillsborough. So the goal will stand, but that one should have been chalked off for offside. Bruno Guimaraes was in an offside position as the ball was headed in, and that is now 2-1. And Newcastle now got their tails up as Miguel Almiron's breaking away into South Penta. Miguel Almiron squares across. Challenge there, but wonderful piece of defensive play from Sheffield Wednesday to get the ball away from Mal Richards. He come in from the edge of the penalty area, and Sheffield Wednesday, who look to be home and cruising at one point on 66 minutes, on 69 minutes to peg a goal back, and it's now 2-1, and Newcastle United have got a foothold back in this game. Sheffield Wednesday may not have a foot in round 4 just yet. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1. Is finished. Grimsby 1, Burton Albion 0. So the Mariners are into round 4 of the FA Cup. Luton 1, Wigan 1 is another full-time score, so both of those are in the act for round 4 as Bruno Guimaraes tries to have Newcastle get back into the act for round 4 as he's throwing out Bruno Guimaraes into Chris Wood. Wonderful piece of defending by Sheffield Wednesday. Kieran Trippier throws the ball down the line into the penalty area, and the ball is behind for a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday, and Winchester as well led to win inside that goal kick. But with 19 minutes left to play, is Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1, and Newcastle have got a lifeline to get back into this game. Eddie Howe telling his side to come on as Newcastle fans down at the far end of the pitch, away to my left hand side, or seeing as Cameron Dawson away to my right, clears this ball downfield. He's on to the chest of Michael Smith. We get it to Chris Wood. The two big men strikers combine, but then is Newcastle will come away with possession as here. And his man Quillu's going to cross to that left hand side for Newcastle. So the ball is played over the top looking for Almiron. And he's behind for a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Miguel Almiron just runs across as we see the lights of Hillsborough from up above shining onto the pitch as we see the players just walking around, as we see the floodlights surround the houses and the roads in and around Hillsborough looking fairly well. We see that on our monitors, but Sheffield Wednesday are now leading by 2 goals runners. Dawson clears this ball away up towards halfway and looking for Michael Smith. No wind in the air. Newcastle United's unbeaten run in all competitions on the line here. Sheffield Wednesday, you have to go back 3 months for the last time they lost at Hillsborough. I agree with Matt. This is a fantastic save from Dawson, but don't know anything about the rebounders. As we see a picture of Barry Bannon and Lee Gregory not involved for Sheffield Wednesday today. And looks as soon as always a dangerous lead it is, as the ball is over the top and behind for a goal kick from that free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Wilvokes over that free kick there. As we see, as we've got 73 minutes on the clock. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1 is the scoreline here on the commentary as we look towards this game. As here comes Miguel Almiron. What can Miguel Almiron do here now? It's the one goal at Miguel Almiron. Miguel Almiron goes for goal and just kills the shot wide. Was always killing. Was always going wide. And Miguel Almiron just sees that chance go wide, and that was unlucky there from the Newcastle man. We've got roundabout coming up towards the final 16 minutes of the game plus stoppages, as Sheffield Wednesday lead by 2-1. The game is still being played by the looks of it over at Coventry City against Wrexham, and it's Coventry City 3, Wrexham 4 is still the scoreline at the Coventry Building Society Stadium, Coventry Building Society Arena, should I say, as Newcastle concede a free kick. Matt Ritchie with the foul. No, it's Ben Bondman actually who committed the foul, pushing the back of Windass, and that's good, a good free kick to win by the Sheffield Wednesday forward. When about 25 yards out, they'll be looking to have a strike on goal. Windass will line up this free kick, and he will look to cause a stir. Will Windass get an hat-trick here for Sheffield Wednesday? Josh Windass will take the free kick, and Windass off of the ball, wonderful effort, and Smith, and just pushed away by Dubravka, comes out for Palmer, but the free kick is being given, foul on Dubravka, and that is unlucky from Windass. Wonderful free kick off of the bar, and just as there's a push there by Smith on his, I think it was Trippier, I'm not sure if it was Trippier or Bondman, where Smith was penalised for a foul on one of the Newcastle United defenders there. Newcastle United got a free kick to relieve that bit of pressure, as Newcastle United have got around about 14 minutes or so, or maybe a bit more due to stoppage time, to try and get back into this game and keep the FA Cup hopes alive. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1 is the scoreline here on the commentary up, JB Sports, Storm FM, and 13 Talks Football, as Sheffield Wednesday with Windass is going forward in towards the penalty. Windass moves the ball across, can't pick out Johnson. Can Johnson keep the ball in play? He can. Just well there, Johnson. Couldn't go any of it inside the box, so he keeps the ball alive. There's the ball back in, and it's just over by Michael Smith, and the Newcastle United fan inches away. If the header was down, he would have scored against this spoiled club. But Michael Smith going close there for Sheffield Wednesday. And that is a wonderful bit of play again. Windass through, ball across. Johnson didn't give up, and he just put the ball back in, and Smith said it was over. Newcastle coming forward on the other end now. He's Almiron, down the line he goes to Willock. Willock with the ball in, cleared away. Woodward to the back post. Almiron's there, edge of the box. Bruno Guimaraes. Willock. Joe Willock. Shot saved. Shot blocked, they're saying cleared away. A wonderful bit of play from George Byers, who got back and put his body on the line there and defended that absolutely fantastically. Now, the Cells feeds Trippier. Can't pick out Chris Wood with his ball forward. We just win inside the throwing there, Kieran Trippier. As Newcastle United trying to get back in this one. Yes, and that would have been Josh Windass' second hat-trick in a week if that had gone in from that free kick had gone in. And here's Trippier though for Newcastle United. And Sheffield Wednesday would have needed that third one to get a bit of breathing space. Again, but Amon's inside the penalty. Right inside, Amon up the ball, was edge of the penalty area. Breaks for Richie. Shot blocked again by Byers. And George Byers is putting his body on the line for his side and defending really, really well. You'd think where he's putting his body on the line, yes, no, he won't want to win this for his side. You think where he's putting on the line and then screaming at his team, you'd think he's a Sheffield Wednesday fan. I'm not sure if he isn't on though, but the way he's going off it is like as Michael Smith is just watching the Cells and Bomb and just looking between themselves as him and Windass put them under a bit of pressure. And Windass can't get the ball back. You want to give him a skimps away. Adrenaline wins the ball back. And then plays 1-2 with Smith. Alright from Adrenaline to Palmer. Who wins. But Palmer lets the ball run out for a throw in. But Adrenaline should I say, off of the bench has caused quite a few problems for Newcastle United in this second half. With Sheffield Wednesday still lead by 2-1 as we come towards the final 10 minutes of this game. Will we see another cup upset? Because it is finished. Over on our commentary up 2's commentary. Coventry City 3, Wrexham of the National League 4. So the Championship side, Coventry City, have lost by 4-3 to National League side Wrexham. And the story of Hollywood, with their Wrexham owners that reference there, has shocked the Sky Blues of the Coventry Building Society Arena. Finished Coventry 3, Wrexham 4 there. Here's Richie, here at Hillsborough, finds Palmer. Does well to Willock. Good play this from Sheffield Wednesday to keep Newcastle at arm's length. Ball in towards the penalty area, chested back by the defender there, McGuinness. As we see Patterson about to come on for Sheffield Wednesday. I'd imagine probably for Michael Smith as he's a striker. Well, Smith will probably want to stay on to try and score a goal against his boyhood club. As Dawson just clears this away. Gimaresh puts the ball back towards his goalkeeper. Smith putting Dubravka under a bit of pressure there, and Sheffield Wednesday putting Newcastle under all sorts of pressure here, trying to force a mistake out of their Premier League opposition. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle 1 is the scoreline if you're just tuning into us. Windass with a brace at the start of the second half for Bruno Guimaraes, pulled one back as now Joe Linton's through for Sheffield Wednesday. Joe Linton into Chris Wood, and oh my word, how has he missed that? Chris Wood has missed the sitter. Oh my word. Hang your head in shame, Chris Wood, I would be. Is a brilliant ball through from Trippier to find Joe Linton, who just rolls it across to Chris Wood, who's onside, and he just fires it over the bar. I don't know how he's missed that. That was easier to score than it was to miss, and he's missed it. What a miss by Chris Wood. Now, can Sheffield Wednesday hang on here? We've already seen a few upsets today in the FA Cup. Sheffield Wednesday be able to add one to themselves, and now missed by Chris Wood have just probably put them on their course, unless Newcastle have another chance and they take it. Here's Trippier to take the throw for Newcastle United. Kieran Trippier throws the ball down there, but Windass has just won it back for Wednesday. And now Sheffield Wednesday gives the ball away to Joe Linton as back to win the ball back. Windass putting under a bit of pressure. Smith putting Bowman under pressure. Now he's chasing Willock here, Michael Smith. Let's be careful not to catch him and bring him down as he plays out wide there. And the ball in, a wonderful clearance there by Byers again. And George Byers, no, with Will Vokes that time. Vokes has done well to get back and put it behind for a corner. Manquilo's stayed down. He's wanting a penalty there. Is the Newcastle defender, who's now on the left hand side. Last corner for Newcastle from Kieran Trippier provided a goal. He's now in a bit of word with Ritchie while the referee just has a word with some of the defenders inside there. As here is a corner for Newcastle to be taken by Kieran Trippier. Balls in towards the box, headed over again, this time by Michael Smith at the near post, just getting his body on the line and defending this one. Sheffield Wednesday looking for the ball. Trying to keep the ball away from Newcastle, should I say. As Newcastle looking for the ball. Trippier instructing players where he wants them to be for when this corner comes in. They've got Bruno Guimaraes, Chris Wood, Jamal Lascelles all around. Cameron Dawson inside the penalty area, inside the 6-yard box. Ball towards the half post, let's pump back in. And need away this time by McGuinness. And that's fantastic defensive play by Sheffield Wednesday. Is Bruno Guimaraes. Puts the ball back in. Clear towards the half post, headed down for Willock. Shot comes in. Headed behind again by Michael Smith. It's a corner. And Newcastle United apparently pushing the last 5 minutes as they look to try and get an equaliser to at least force a replay. Wonder if we'll see another goal in this game, or will Sheffield Wednesday hang on? His ball headed in, cleared away by Sheffield Wednesday. Miguel Almiron, Bruno Guimaraes, Ritchie, only towards the penalty area. Ball down by Lascelles, cleared away by Sheffield Wednesdays. Newcastle now have possession again. Miguel Almiron. Almiron into Joel Linton. Now Trippier. Guimaraes. Headed away by Sheffield Wednesday. Trippier once more. Kieran Trippier as Newcastle still retaining the ball. Sheffield Wednesday can't keep the ball. They'll need, if a ball comes into the box, they'll need Dawson to come and claim it and fall to the ground to take a bit of respite away from them. As Newcastle just keep coming back as they hit the ball away. Out wide now to Miguel Almiron. Almiron finds Trippier on the overlap. Back into Almiron. Low ball in. Willock to Ritchie! And Ritchie fires it over. And that's the respite that Sheffield Wednesday could do with. It's Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle 1, and a bit of pressure there from Newcastle ends with Ritchie blazing the ball over the top and giving Newcastle, wasting the glorious chance for Newcastle there. As Sheffield Wednesday make a substitution there is Michael Smith, the Newcastle fan who will not get a goal against his boyhood club. He's replaced by Callum Patterson. And Michael Smith, who's 6'4", 6'3", should I say, as a Roland fans used to sing about him. As Patterson comes on, and Liam Palmer, the captain, is being replaced by Jack Hunt, who will get a standing ovation as well. Will Liam Palmer, and Jack Hunt will run across to the far side and get a throwing bit of advice there from Palmer to Hunt and what he should be doing. As Patterson is on as well for Smith, as I've just mentioned there. It's soon to tell you my player of the match, and I think a lot of people can guess who's going to be my player of the match in the game between Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle United. It won't have to be a rocky. You won't have to watch the game to know. You'd have to just have to listen to it. And I'll reveal that as soon as we get into the 90th minute, as we see Sheffield Wednesday still lead by 2 goals to 1. There's less than 90 seconds to go of normal time before we get into injury time, as there's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday, just in front of the Newcastle technical area. Patterson flicks the ball on, breaks for Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes finds Sven Botman. And 60 seconds left of normal time before we get injury time, as Willock picks up the ball for Newcastle United. Bruno Guimaraes with the ball, and he plays it across now into Rich. How wide it goes to Manquillo. Guimaraes into Joel Linton, who just keeps hold of possession and turns away from his man. There's a Wednesday player down, no free kick given. Willock to Almiron. Willock again. Willock across to Joel Linton. Across to Ritchie. Shot is blocked by Hunt and is behind for a corner kick to Newcastle United. And there's a man down for Sheffield Wednesday, and is Will Vokes, I think. I think I've just no, it's Windass who's gone down. The number no, it's Byers who's gone down. The number 14 for Sheffield Wednesday. We have 6 additional minutes added on at the end of this game, and the player of the match then, well, Byers just receives a bit of treatment. We're going to Sheffield Wednesday's goalkeeper, Cameron Dawson, who has kept his side in this game with some fantastic saves throughout the match. Could have picked a number of players like I mentioned. I could have picked Josh Windass, Michael Smith, Byers, McGuinness as well. But Sheffield Wednesday's goalkeeper, Cameron Dawson, is a player of the match, sponsored by the brilliant commentary services. Fantastic. Congratulations to him. As we see Byers just spraying a bit of water onto him, as Newcastle about to take this corner now through Kieran Trippier from the far side, the right. What can they do now? Ball in towards the penalty area, and it's headed away underneath his crossbar there by McGuinness. And Vokes just acts the ball clear for Sheffield Wednesday. It breaks for Manquillo, out wide to Trippier. Takes a touch with his right, then delivers a cross in towards the penalty area. Patterson's underneath it. And then Sheffield Wednesday just arc it clear up towards halfway. Manquillo back to Dubravka. Into Manquillo now. Yavi Manquillo for Newcastle United. Good play to Kieran Trippier, who's come off of the bench. Ball flicked on. Headed away by Sheffield Wednesday. By McGuinness, who's back there defending well. Sheffield Wednesday have got majority of their players behind the ball. In fact, they've got everyone behind the ball, Sheffield Wednesday. And they're causing a few problems. Can Sheffield Wednesday hold on for another 4.5 minutes? As the ball's played forward, cleared away. No, should I say 3.5 minutes? And now Sheffield Wednesday concede a free kick. Do they know Newcastle have got advantages as well on Guimaraes, but Newcastle still have possession. Here's Willock. Running towards the penalty area. Into Wood. Manquillo. Ritchie. Guimaraes. Running for a play out wide. Ritchie. Bruno Guimaraes. Trippier. Good ball. Spraying it out wide there. Good bit of play this. What can Sheffield Wednesday do here with possession when they get back? Left to get clear. Snooks put the ball in. Headed away this time and headed further clear by Windass. Only as far as Trippier. Newcastle knocking on the door. That door of resilience from Sheffield Wednesday's defence since going 2-1 up be broken. I didn't think he would when it was 2-0, but he was broken once. Can the lock on this door that I've just had put back on be broken a second time? Trippier. Ball towards the penalty area. Over the head of Chris Wood. Breaks for Richie at the far post. 2 minutes left of stoppage time. And Dawson claims and catches it. And falls to the floor. And he gets a big, massive cheer from his fans. And from his players. As well as he fell to the floor there. Sheffield Wednesday of League One were 17 games unbeaten in all competitions before this clash with Newcastle United. They are less than 90 seconds away from giving it to extending it to 18 as Windass. As Byers is coming off first for number 7 Malik Wilkes. George Byers, a fantastic performance from him, should I say. Wonderful bit of play there. George Byers, who was down a few minutes ago. Probably that's one of the reasons why he's been substituted. He claps off as Birkinson is coming on. And Windass is the other man going off. Malik Wilkes coming on. So Wilkes and Birkinson on there for Windass and Byers. A number of good performances from the two good performances from both of those two players who have just been took off. And Sheffield Wednesday just cleared up towards Malik Wilkes. Wilkes just holds up the play. And Malik Wilkes gets away from his man. Malik Wilkes just putting under Gimaresh a bit of pressure. Now puts Dubravka under pressure. We'll get it to Bruno Gimaresh. Bruno Gimaresh. Last 15 seconds now for Newcastle United. Maybe a few extra because of those substitutes. Will Sheffield Wednesday just act the ball clear? Anywhere will do for them. Except to a Newcastle man. But that's where it's gone as Almiron picks up. How wide it goes. To Joel Linton. Down the line for Almiron. Sheffield Wednesday are defending well here. Ball in towards the penalty. Cleared away back as Joel Linton puts the ball in. It's cleared up towards halfway. The referee has a look at his watch. Dubravka's there. Trippier clears the ball forward. Everyone back defending for Sheffield Wednesday. And there's an header forward. Keeps the ball in. Newcastle win a free kick though. Bruno Gimaresh will take. Well, the referee is having to see to his things to hear from the officials with. His mic pack fitted again before Trippier takes this. What could be the last chance for Newcastle to get back into this game. What can Sheffield Wednesday do defensively from here? Have Newcastle got enough to salvage a draw and take it to a replay at what would be a sellout St James's Park? As this ball is in, there's a back post headed away there by Manquillo. It's headed back towards goal. Manquillo with the ball up into the air. He's headed forward there by Sheffield Wednesday. Patterson in there to try and get it back. Ball headed wrong way by Vokes. By Will Vokes, who's back there defending for Sheffield Wednesday. Willock is Wednesday. Added time as the ball up towards halfway. But no more as Trippier collects the ball. The referee has blown full time. And Sheffield Wednesday of League One extend their unbeaten run to 18 games in all competitions. Thanks to a Windass brace and also thanks to that man on my monitor. Cameron Dawson was getting lots of hugs from his teammates. He kept Newcastle out for large parts of the game. And Sheffield Wednesday have produced a shock of round 3. League One Sheffield Wednesday have knocked out Newcastle United of the Premier League in the FA Cup. And oh boy, we do love the magic of the FA Cup. And that was just a magical game. And Sheffield Wednesday, which probably proved to be one of the shocks of the round, with not beating Wrexham there. As Nicholas says, the shock factor strikes again. As Sheffield Wednesday are beating Newcastle United by 2-1. We'll bring you the results in just a second, and I'll just take a quick break. Welcome back to our coverage here on the commentary. Just before we end, then I'm just going to run you through the scores from the FA Cup once more time. One more time, should I say, is if in the earlier kickoffs, Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 2. First Green Rovers v Birmingham City, match postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Gillingham 0, Leicester City 1. Preston North End 3, Huddersfield Town 1. Reading 2, Watford 0. Tottenham 1, Portsmouth 0. Bournemouth 2, Burnley 4. These are at 3 o'clock. Blackpool 4, Nottingham Forest 1. Sorry, Luke, if you're listening still. Bournemouth 1, Accrington Stanley 1. Chesterfield 3, West Bromwich Albion 3. Fleetwood Town 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Hull City 0, Fulham 2. Ipswich Town 4, Rotherham United 1. Middlesbrough 1, Brighton Hove Albion 5. Millwall 0, Sheffield United 2. Shrewsbury Town 1, Sunderland 2. 5:30 kickoffs. Brentford 0, West Ham United 1. The game which was featured over on the commentary up 2. Coventry City 3, Wrexham 4. Grimsby Town 1, Burton Albion 0. Luton Town 1, Wigan Athletic 1. And in the game I've just brought you, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1. The evening kickoff, which is about to get underway very, very shortly, is Liverpool against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And I can tell you that Cody Gakpo makes his Liverpool debut up front alongside Nunes and Salah in a 3-man attack against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So, that's all we've got time for here on the TCL. But big thank you to everyone that's tuned in. If you're tuned in to Nicholas's whatever on the commentary up too, thank you very much as well. But the shock factor is well and truly on. And well and truly strikes again as Sheffield Wednesday of League One knock out Newcastle United in the FA Cup third round. Sheffield Wednesday's unbeaten run remains intact. Newcastle's unbeaten run in all games comes to an end. But their unbeaten run in the Premier League still remains intact. In all competitions, it comes to an end. It's finished. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Newcastle United 1. Thank you very much for listening.